Hey guys, my name is Tito. I make videos on personal finance, saving and investing on my other channel, which I'll link in the description box down below. But on this channel, I talk about other things, like today when I'll be reviewing the new film, which is actually a collection of 3 short films, Juju Stories. Juju Stories is a collection of 3 stories that explore superstitions and myths around magic, commonly known in Nigeria as Juju. It follows a few key characters living in contemporary Nigeria as they question the existence of Juju as strange things begin to happen in their lives. Juju Stories is an anthology film tastefully produced by the Surreal 16 Collective. Now, I've been looking forward to this film for a few reasons. First of all, because a few people I follow on social media were kind of hyped about this film, and these are people who are really plugged into the film festival scene and they watch short films and whatnot. So they made a bit of noise about this and I think I caught the excitement from them. Secondly, the title of this film is quite compelling. For those of you who don't know, or for those of you who aren't Nigerians, I should say, Juju is a name that we give to sorcery or the dark arts or dark magic, kind of the way people in the West Indies call dark magic voodoo. So here we call it Juju or jazz. So that's in the title, Juju Stories, and you don't see that often, a movie that has that kind of title or depiction in the title. As well, the trailer of this movie was very good. It was well put together and it didn't give away too much. So for those 3 reasons, I was really looking forward to this film. The performances. First of all, let me say that I'm really glad that there weren't any big name stars in this movie, because I feel sometimes all those big names distract from the story or from what's going on in the film. I did say that this film is a collection of 3 short films. In the first short film, which was written and directed by Michael Omonua, it stars Belinda Yanga Ageda, Paul Utomi, and Seun Kentebe. Belinda did really well as Mercy, a love-struck young professional woman who, is trying to win the affections of a guy played by Paul Utomi, and Seun Kentebe plays his colleague. 3 of them did really well. Belinda in particular. Belinda is also a director. If you've seen the 2nd season of Our Best Friend's Wedding on the Naked Convo's YouTube channel, she actually directed that, the 2nd season, and she was in it as well. She played the house help or the maid. So she's a director, but she's also an actor. So I was keen on seeing how she acts, because typically I guess she's behind on the other side of the camera. Belinda did a fantastic job. She's a great actress. I was really impressed. Now, Paul Utomi's character, Paul is also a fantastic actor. I've seen him do a variety of roles, but this role seemed like right up his alley. He was the perfect man for the job, and he did a great job in this film, playing the young professional who is the object of Belinda's character's affection. And Seun Kentebe, who is another great actor from the days of open mic theater. Seun has been in a few things. I see him here and there. I think it was even in King of Boys. He was in something really big that I saw recently. But anyway, Seun played Paul's character's colleague in the office. And my goodness, this particular short film of the 3 had the best framed shots, in my opinion. There are some frames that just looked mind-blowing, and this particular short film was so well lit. This one was really good. I think of the 3, this one was my favorite in terms of the cinematography, the acting, and the story. The 2nd short film, which was written and directed by Abba T, Makama, starred Elvis Poco, Don Ekwazi. This particular short film was the gritty one. It was a bit raw and slightly scarier. Well, was it scarier than the 3rd one? I don't know, but this one it kind of made my skin crawl just a little bit, but it was really good. Elvis Poco and Don, I don't think I've seen them in anything before, but their performances were really good, especially Elvis. Elvis plays a street urchin or an area boy or a tout who just gets caught up in an unfortunate situation, and as a result of his situation, Don also gets caught up in an unfortunate situation as well. Both characters are incredibly frustrated. They're very angry characters, and I think they really, really delivered. Now, the 3rd short film was written and directed by CJ Obasi, and it had the film's biggest star in it, Timini Egbuson, and they also had Bukola Oladipupo and Nengi Adoki. And let me start with Timini's performance. Timini was good. Once again, he plays the bad boy. Yes, same old Timini that we tend to see, right? But it was A bad boy with a difference. Timini brought something a bit different to the character intentionally, and I appreciated that. I appreciate when Timini goes the extra mile or tries somehow to bring something different to these bad boy characters that he plays. He did really well, and it was nice to see him in a slightly different light. He was actually the victim in this movie, and you don't see that often in films or in the roles that Timini plays. Secondly, Bukola Oladipupo. Bukola, I think, is one of my favorite Nollywood actresses. I need to see her in more movies, but when I do see her in films, I think the last film I saw her in was in Oloture in 2020. Her performance in this film reminded me of her performance in that film because she was kind of a victim, right, as well. Not as much as Timini was, but her acting is just brilliant. And I like the fact that Bukola is not overexposed. You don't see her everywhere and in everything. You see her in a few projects, and when she's in those projects, she's really, really good most of the time. It's finally Nengi Adoki. Nengi's performance, her performance is the one that will really, really leave an impression on you, and that will be the most memorable because I feel like her character, Joy, is the character that we've all known at some point in life, especially if you schooled in a Nigerian university. I don't want to give away too much, but she was a bit of a creepy character, and she really, really delivered with her performance. Nengi did a fantastic job. I won't be surprised if she's nominated for a few awards for this particular performance. But yeah, this particular short film out of the three is one that I won't be surprised if this is people's favorite, or at least the one that people relate with the most out of the three. Okay, this review is getting a bit long, so let me just highlight the things that I liked about Juju Stories. First of all, the sound editing and the sound design. In this movie, the music came in when it needed to, it dropped off when it needed to. The sound effects at certain points made you feel like you're actually in the movie, which is a really good thing for a thriller, right? Secondly, the acting was really good. Everybody brought their A game, everybody was believable, and I really loved it. Number three, the gritty, unconventional, and bold filmmaking style that was used in this film. If you're a person that is into cinematography and who takes note of, these things, these visual things in movies, you'll notice that this movie, the cinematography is different from a lot of the other Nollywood films that we've been seeing in recent times. The filmmaking wasn't lazy in this film. Number four, solid storytelling of urban myths. If you grew up in Nigeria, you'd have heard, certain urban legends about jazz and juju. This film did a great job of depicting them or letting you at least reminisce about those stories that you heard while growing up. Number five, solid visuals. The frames in this movie of, some vistas and just the way they composed certain shots. If you're, somebody who is into cinematography or who likes clean visuals like me, you obviously notice it. The lighting at different points, so good. There's so many things to appreciate visually in this movie. Finally, the runtime was adequate. It didn't feel like it was too long or too short. And that, trust me, that's a thing with Nollywood. Most of the time, you feel like these Nollywood films are longer than they need to be. And I say that quite often in some of my reviews. But this film, the runtime was just appropriate. And let me tell you, when we finished watching this film, there are around 8 or 10 of us in the theater that watched this film. When it was over, we all sat down and watched the end credits to see who played, which character and who wrote and directed which of the, each of the three stories. We were actually interested in knowing the people involved in making this masterpiece. And I've never seen that before, where everyone sat down after the movie was over to watch the credits. And one guy actually said, that's how you know a good film. For a non-Marvel or non-foreign film, everyone sat down to watch the end credits, then that's a good sign. Who should see it? First of all, see Juju Stories if you need a break from the recycled faces and stories that Nollywood has been ramming down our throats for the last few years. Sorry to put it that way for those of you who fall in that category, but you know what I mean. This is just a different film. It's not like lots of the things that we've been seeing in recent years. That's what I mean. No offense to anyone. Secondly, see Juju Stories if you're the kind of person who is into short films or, the kinds of films that they show at film festivals. Fun fact, this film, the trailer of Juju Stories on YouTube, it looks like it dropped in August of 2020, back when we were all living in lockdown. almost 2 years ago. So this film has been around for a little bit, but it's now just getting to cinemas. But I'm happy that it's getting to cinemas because it can reach a much wider audience. And I really hope it gets on streaming platforms like Amazon Prime or Netflix, because it deserves to be seen by the world. And you know, I want the filmmakers to be encouraged with the money that they get from those kinds of deals with the streaming platforms. Finally, if you want to see raw talent, great acting, see this movie. And if you're a fan of Timinis, Nengis, or Bukolas, I think you'll enjoy this film as well. Fun fact about this movie, there are a couple of scenes that were taken out by the Nigerian Film Video Censors Board. There's a lovemaking scene, and there's also a scene where there's some girl-on-girl action going on. But anyway, another great reason for it to look forward to the movie coming out on streaming platforms. At least they won't cut it out there. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. If you enjoyed it, please like it by clicking on the like button, and subscribe to my channel as well by clicking on the red subscribe button. This is a brand new YouTube channel where I'm putting my movie reviews and some other things which will come out in the very near future. So I'm trying to grow the numbers. So please like this video, share it with friends, family, you know, cats, dogs, your enemies, everyone. And also please subscribe. Like I said, I'm trying to grow the numbers around here. Also remember to check out my personal finance channel where I talk about saving and investing, that type of thing. I'll link it down in the description box below. If you've seen Juju Stories, please let me know in the comment section what you thought about it. Did you enjoy it? If you plan on seeing it, let me know as well in the comment section. Check out S16's YouTube channel. I think they have a few more short films on their YouTube channel. Thanks once again for the final time, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.